Hey, Whiskey Faces, I'm Chris.
And I'm Kara.
Kara, what do you have today?
Today we have Milam and Greene. This is a single barrel, 12 years old.
Okay, but this is where I got confused. They
Sure.
have a normal single barrel that they sell in their normal range.
Uh-huh.
This one is slightly different, and that's where I got a little confused about.
Oh.
So they do this where it doesn't say cast strength. So I don't know if it's proof down or if it's just put into the barrel at a lower proof. Because I've seen some of these range between 12 and 13. There might be older ones
Years?
as well.
Oh.
Years.
Oh.
But it's Dickel Distillate.
Oh, okay.
That's the difference. We've tried the regular single barrel, and the label is still like this as well, but it's slightly different.
It's slightly different, yeah.
And that's where I got confused. Was like, they have a 12-year. Like, oh, that's kind of cool. No, after looking into it, it's not.
It's
Still got it. Tried it.
Yeah, it's not the same, but it is intriguing.
Yeah. And when I found out it was Dickel, I was slightly afraid. But
Just because we're not huge fans, but
there are some that I haven't completely disliked.
that's true. So
It's just some of the ones I have not.
So you were intrigued enough to grab this bottle. Okay.
I was confused at first.
Fair enough.
I admit that. But I'm hoping my ignorance ends up being a good thing.
It smells like light caramel, and bright. It's not super heavy to me for 12 years old. It smells like
I'm getting like a berry compote.
you're getting berries. Oh, that's lovely. I'm getting more of the woody barrel
It has oak on there, but I'm getting more of the berries.
and a little caramel.
There's got something bright to it, like a slight zest.
That I get. I don't get berries. I get something.
You know when you have like cherry
The orange
scent?
zest
It's
or
slightly different but darker. It's more like a berry to me. Either that or I'm just hungry.
I could go
I
for
want a
some
pie.
berry pie or crumble. I'm gonna get into this though.
Okay.
Okay, so I get honey straight up on the palate, right in the front. I am getting a mineral out, like a slight mineral,
Really?
halfway through. I am.
I'm not.
It's not nearly as pronounced or as off-putting as I think the Dickel's Bottle and Bond, that 13-year-old, is a little too much. And then the finish was, I have there's like a soft sweet wood on the end though, which is kind of fun. I'm gonna try it again, but I do taste Dickel.
I don't. But I'm thinking that my ignorance was a complete bliss in this one. I'm getting like cherries, but almost like in like a Luden's lozenge kind of way. And then just like oak, but not off-putting because I don't like too much of a strong oak. This is good.
I like it. It's actually a Dickel that I don't mind because that minerality that I perceive as mineral isn't too harsh. It's more of a dryness. So you're thinking that my tasting note is a little off?
No, that's just your
palate's
tasting.
a little off?
That's just what you taste. I'm just not getting it. Nothing's wrong.
So that right after the finish and you start to get that mid palate, it kind of does this almost like a dryness, but you don't feel that as minerals, like
No.
earthiness.
It's more of like
Rocks.
the barrel drying with oak.
It tastes like not quite gravel, but a little bit. Like dust.
Gravel?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like mineral gravel dustiness that you can smell in a dry day in the country.
I'm not.
That's what I'm getting. It tastes it's not bad because there is a little fruit flavor that
I really like
comes
this.
with that.
This kind of reminds me of an extra aged Eagle Rare, like a richer extra aged Eagle Rare for me. Not the grape note ones, because those ones are freaking fantastic. But the ones that are more traditional, where it's like cherry and oak.
I would say more of a Buffalo Trace profile, the regular Buffalo Trace.
I think because you've been drinking more of the Eagle Rare, that's more of like got a little bit of grapeness to it.
I like that one.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of fruit on it with that drying sensation that I'm getting on the mid palate, but it ends with like this the finish that kind of just hangs out in your mouth for a little bit. It's
a sweet oak.
It is.
This is
Almost
only
fruity.
53.05, and this drink's a lot lower. I'm not getting any burn.
I forgot that there was alcohol in here for a second.
Yeah, this is.
It's really.
It's really. What do the young people call it? Crushable.
It's actually easy to drink.
Yeah, I think this bottle might go faster.
The mid palate to me is unique and different, but it's not off-putting. So I would, if I want something, so you know, sometimes you're in a mood for something a little different. You don't want like straight down the middle of the road bourbon. Sometimes that's great, but sometimes you want just a little bit different, and I think that's what this is. You know, it's great, but it's got a little bit of extra character in that mid palate. That
it has more of a dusty character.
Dusty
That's
gravel.
what it is.
It's dusty gravel.
Okay, I'm clumsy, but I don't think I've ever had gravel in my mouth without falling. What are you doing?
You ever drive accidentally down a gravel road with your windows open? You'd know what I mean. I know I was getting a little bit of a nuttiness on the end of
There's
this
something
before.
there. It's like
You still get that? It's like a...
it's the barrel. It's right before the sweet oak on the finish. There
It's
is
like
a slight. It's not like a Knob Creek or Elijah
No,
Craig, but it's something
it's
like
something.
dusty, with dusty shell.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this.
It's interesting. So 12
I'm
years
not
old.
mad at myself for being a little ignorant and just kind of like,
Grabbing it anyway.
oh, okay. I'm not mad at it. I actually like it, and I think I might gravitate towards this bottle a little bit more.
Yeah. So we've had Milam and Greene before, and we've done a video on a lot of their, I would say, regular offerings.
Yes.
Like their single barrel. They have
Yes.
an amazing port. Is it port finish rye?
Port finished rye is really good.
Excellent. So check out that review. I'm putting it right at the top. So stuff coming out of Texas. So some people think that everything that Milam and Greene is doing is sourced from Dickel. It is not. Read the back of the label. They're distilling in 2 states. They're distilling in Texas. They just put in a new big still recently. I follow one of their distillers on Instagram. So they just put in a very big still. They also distill in Tennessee themselves. So the distiller of Milam and Greene is formerly from Jim Beam. So they got some interesting things behind it. So don't be afraid. Check it out. Look at the labels. Give them a chance. I think that they're doing some fun stuff.
I mean, I wonder if this was some of the older barrels that they bought to put in some of those, you know, those Castle
100%.
Hill blends or some of the stuff, and
Yeah.
they were like, maybe this is too good to be in a blend and they should be single.
Yes.
I'm wondering.
Heather
I
Greene,
enjoy it.
Yeah, Heather Greene is not afraid to source barrels that she thinks are great. So if this is what she thinks is great, I trust her palate. It's pretty good.
I enjoy it. If you told me this was Dickel before I drank it, I'd be like, oh, this is good. What is this? And can I get more?
Yeah.
But going into it, knowing it was Dickel, I was like, oopsie, I did it.
I was nervous, but I'm pleasantly surprised and renews my faith in stepping outside of the norm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Have you tried Milam and Greene out down in Texas? Is it Blanco?
Yeah.
Blanco, Texas? I forget.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sorry
sounds
if
familiar.
that's not correct. Have you guys had any of their offerings, and what do you guys think? Give us a comment below, and while you're down there, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like what we're doing, and turn on those notifications so you can join us in our next video. Well,
Do you fancy it?
I don't know about you, but I fancy this whiskey.